Ladies and gentlemen, I got the absolute best step-by-step easiest Easter egg guide for Ashes of the Damned in Black Ops 7 Zombies. I've beaten this Easter egg multiple times. I use no ultra gobble gums. I just use some small like sucky gobble gums, so you don't need any gobble gums because I realize most people probably don't have those if you're just a casual playing this game. Now, on solo, this Easter egg can be very difficult, but there's some great tricks, some great skips that I have in here, and I'll show you exactly how to beat the hard boss fight. It is a difficult one. So as far as setup goes, honestly, the weapon doesn't really matter, but I would say use Ether Shroud with the one that allows you to have 2 of the uses, the augment that allows you to have 2, and then whatever good gobble gums you want if you have any. Now we're going to try to do as much of this Easter egg on the lowest round possible, so spawn in on round 1 and kill every single zombie up until you have 1 left, and spray these spores as well. It'll give you salvage and it can also give you points. If the zombies destroy it, that's just fine. You can try to be like me and you can stand in front of the last zombie of the round and then shoot the purple ones, and then you can allow the pod to go all the way. But if not, that's just fine. Just get whatever it drops there. Now run around this beginning room and there are going to be some zombies you can kill. There's one on the jump pad, there's one on the other side away from the jump pad. If you're lucky, there could be 2 by the box location or 1 laying up against old Tessie. Once you've done that, you can also open this garbage can and throw something in it and maybe get some good loot. Go in, break the ground, get Ted's head, and then go prone at the perk machine to get the points. And then jump in old Tessie and then go to the left side first. Break your way through, go all the way to, what is it, like Black Water Lake or something. Go through there, and there's a few things we're going to do here. So the first thing is turn on the power and also look for other zombies around here. There's a lot of spawn locations. As you can see, there's 2 next to the machine, and then you can turn the machine on. There's also a spot on the side right here on the couch. You can go back behind this little shed down by its poles. There could be a zombie spawn in the front. There can be a zombie spawn by the boathouse. There can be one up on the deck here. Just get enough points to buy your way into the house, and then search the house too for other zombies that can be in there, and go prone at the perk machines. And now there's a jar you're going to have to grab in the kitchen. So pick that jar up, turn the power on, and then come out to this shed and hold X on this trophy, and it's going to light up, and a tomahawk is going to spawn on this log. Pick up that tomahawk and go out to the street, and there's going to be targets. All you have to do is just throw the tomahawk and hit like 10 different targets. If you miss, that's fine. You'll get more tomahawks to spawn. But once you fully hit all of the targets, Mr. Peaks will spawn in and give you some salvage and maybe some points. It's nothing great, honestly, that I've seen, but definitely something that's helpful in the lower rounds. At this point, you can either end the round or you can just keep going. Honestly, you have to get to round 8 to get the wonder weapon, so if you want to just start burning through the rounds, you can, but try to stay on a lower round. But go to Van Dorn Farm, so get in the truck and go the other way, turn the power on at Van Dorn Farm, and kill all the zombies around. There's a bunch here as well. Once you turn the power on, go into the barn, and then you can flip the switch and also kill some of the hanging zombies as well. Now there's going to be a zombie dangling that has blood dripping from his foot. You need to hit him with a tomahawk. So this is another reason you did the tomahawk side Easter egg before. So you need to throw it and it'll chop his foot off and his foot will drop on the ground. Now you need to get a Molotov. You're also going to put that jar you got at Blackwater Lake onto this cow right here, and you need to progress 2 rounds. You don't have to do it at the Van Dorn Farm. You can do it anywhere, but just progress 2 rounds for this cow. But we're going to do some other things while that happens. Make your way all the way to Ashwood and then go and turn on the power. You can also go prone at the perks. If you see any more spores, just use those. Maybe it'll give you something good like a weapon. And then turn the power on for this one as well and kill the zombies that you find hanging around. Garage will then open, and then you can put the pack-a-punch on Tessie, and that is the first step for the truck. Grab the Molotov right next to the garage, and you can make your way back to Van Dorn Farm, and you can throw that Molotov at this foot, and when the fire goes out, you can pick up the human bones. That's the first part of the Easter egg. The second is a side Easter egg to allow you to get Wisp Tea for free, and you do need this perk for the Easter egg. But come up to the top of the cabin and just keep interacting with this TV until you see 2 twins on the screen, and then they'll disappear. Keep interacting with the TV until you see 1, and then go down to the bottom of the barn and you're going to see a ghost, and then it's going to disappear into the wall. Go back up and you're going to see the twins on the screen again. Keep interacting with the TV until you see none of them, and then you can run out to the front of the barn, run up next to the ghosts, and they'll disappear and they'll give you wisp tea for free. Now at this point, you can either burn the 2 rounds and grab the part at the farm, or you can make your way over to the diner, because we also have to progress a couple rounds here. Progress like 1 round, and I think on the 2nd round a special zombie's gonna spawn, and he's gonna have the name Cook. It's not gonna say zombie, it's gonna say Cook, and when you kill him, he's gonna drop a freezer key. You can come over to this freezer with the red handle, and you can open it and grab the 3 abomination heads. Take that back to Ashwood and you can build it onto the truck. Now, right after you do this, what I would recommend is in between different locations, instead of the orange pods that'll hurt you and the yellow pods that'll heal you, you're gonna see purple pods you can shoot with the beam for Tessie. The first thing you're gonna do, the first one you kill, it's gonna drop this other part, like the husk horns or whatever the fetch, husk chunks. That's another part for the Easter egg, and it can also drop an ether crystal as you see, and it can pack a punch your weapon. It could also drop you a ray gun. What we're trying to do here, other than get the Easter egg part, is get good loot, because on round 8 you're gonna fight an Uber Klaus that is really strong and you need a decent weapon. So I made my way around checking all of the spots in between locations and then grabbed my part at Van Dorn Farm. And as you see here, I just got some more salvage, maybe another weapon. Drove to the next location, didn't really get much there. There's a bunch of locations and spots these purple pods can spawn. Just keep looking for them and shooting them. Once you've done that, I would recommend just buying perks with any points you get, because honestly, the boss fight, you don't even really need a good weapon. Like, you really don't need a good weapon at all, and you'll get the wonder weapon. So don't spend it on the box or anything else. Just keep buying all the perks you need. Keep killing until you make your way to around 5 or 6 and you get the first Ravager round. What you're gonna do is use a trap and let the trap kill one of them, and it's gonna drop the Ravager eyes, and you can pick that up. That's the 3rd part to the Easter egg we're gonna need. Now, while you're at Ashwood, stand over here near this room and activate Wisp T, and when you run in this room, it'll go into the mirror and you're gonna see a stone in the mirror. Now this is gonna stay here permanently, which is good. So do that, and then you can leave this area and we'll come back to it later. Now get to round 8 and come back to the Janus Towers, the spawn area, and you're gonna see an Uber Klaus who is going to break out of this like case here. You need to kill him. So if you have a ray gun, it'll kill him extremely quick. Just make sure you have some sort of decent weapon or it's gonna take forever to kill him. But once you finally kill him, he's gonna drop a key card that you need to use. Once you've got this key card, make your way back to Ashwood and go up and open this door next to Vulturade, and you're gonna see Klaus in the corner. Insert that key card into the door and then wait about 10 seconds and it's gonna say update requires restart, which is something I've seen just way too much trying to get into Call of Duty. Now they're putting it in the game. Anyways, at this point, you're gonna need about 2 to 4 stun grenades. Start chucking your stun grenades in his cell, and once you've thrown enough, he will activate and break out of his chains. He'll then fly through the roof and come to the outside. You immediately need to jump in Tessie and make your way over to the rocket area. You don't need to do it too quick. I mean, he lasts pretty long. Make your way over here and open this door, and then use your LB button or your left lethal in front of this machine, and he'll stomp, and you can then interact with the machine, and it's gonna make a laser spawn, a little red one. You need to stand in the circle and not let any zombies get in it. If zombies get in the circle, it'll stop scanning you, but you don't have to look directly at it. Just stay in the circle, kill zombies, and once you finish that, it's gonna open this case and you can pick up this ether canister. Now when you pick this up, you cannot run any longer. So make sure you have Tessie. Get in the truck and drive all the way back to Ashwood, and you're going to input it into the first generator here. Now when you input it, it's going to do a little like lockdown, kind of like where there's a bar on the left. The zombies won't go for the actual canister, they'll only go for you, so you can just run around. Once you pick it up, it's going to be on a timer, I think it's 1 minute and 40 seconds. So you need to drop down, get in Tessie, drive all the way to the Blackwater Lake, and then input it into this machine. And again, same thing, just run around while its bar goes all the way up. And then you can go pick it up, jump back in Tessie again, make your way all the way over to Van Dorn Farm. Now you can do this in any order, but make sure you end at Van Dorn because we're going to need to do the next step here. Put it in, run around, pick it back up when it's done, and then take it to the bottom of the barn and just stand next to the square, and it'll like go into the square, and there's going to be an eyeball on this square. Now the next thing you need to do, go back up in front of the barn and launch towards Janus Towers and turn and look back at the farm. There's going to be 3 symbols that you need to memorize. There's one on the water tank, there's one on the roof of the cabin, and the roof of the barn. You need to memorize those 3. After you land at Janus, launch straight back and get another look at them. Once you've got them, come to the square and interact with the sides and input all 3 of your symbols. If you've done it correctly, when you interact with the eyeball, it'll open and give you the necrofluid gauntlet, and you'll be able to pick that up. If you failed, you can just launch again and look at the symbols again. Sometimes they're tough to see, I'm not gonna lie, but just keep trying, and once you get the necrofluid gauntlet, it's gonna create a green circle that you have to stay in. It's gonna launch like 8 green pods around the room. You need to shoot them and then reload to suck the spikes back, and once you've gotten all of them, then you'll be able to leave that circle. But once you've done that, now you're ready to actually get going on like the main part of the Easter egg. So get back in Tessie and go back to Ashwood and go back up to that mirror that we used the Wisp Tea on. Now if you didn't open it before, just get Wisp Tea and open it now, but you're gonna shoot it with the Wonder Weapon and it's gonna drop this powder. You need to pick that up and then make your way all the way over to the Ascension area. This is where one of the huge skips can come into play. Come over to this corner and you're gonna open this door here. Come over here and you're gonna see this little lab set. You need to interact with the powder we just grabbed. Now what's gonna happen is it's gonna spawn in like a bunch of lines on the like chalkboard in the back here. I'm gonna post a picture here. This is how you decipher it. You just want to look at the far left 3 shapes. I'm gonna put a picture here. Pause your game here where you can see those, and these are gonna correlate to the certain items you've grabbed so far. Now we have 4 out of the 5 or 5 out of the 6, whatever it is. I think it's 5 out of the 6. You're gonna look at those and you're gonna say, okay, we got the bones for this symbol. We got the heart for this symbol. I just say heart because it's just a chunk of meat. Now one of them unfortunately can be a part, the last part we don't have. So that little L with the dot, the tail looking one. The way to get this is you need to make your way to around 16 where the first bear is going to spawn in. You need to shoot the bear till he's really low and then kill him with the beam on Tessie. If you've done that, he'll drop this last part and then you can do this step. But if you're lucky and it doesn't require that part, you could do this step as early as round 9. That I did it in one of my games, and it's a huge help when you can do it that early and move on. Once you do that, get that last part, you're going to interact with top to bottom for your parts. And if you've done it correctly, you'll be able to hold X and you'll cut your hand and drip your own blood into it. Now this part is tough. I would recommend a good weapon, especially if you're on like round 9. Have like the ray gun or the wonder weapon will work. You're gonna be stuck at like 75 HP and your health will not regenerate. And you have to kill like 30 to 40 zombies in this room. Now if you use the wonder weapon and you shoot it at them and then retract it, you'll actually slowly heal yourself. But the Ravagers are really quick, so make sure you're killing them. But kill your zombies and then the room will fill with purple smoke, and then after that's done, you'll be able to leave that room, and now you're on to one of the last steps of the Easter egg. Now this part can be tough, but getting Tessie, and just right here outside of the map, there's one of the first spawn locations for a key. There's 3 keys we're gonna get, and there's 3 locations for each of the keys. So there's 9 locations in total. The first key, the yellow key, is gonna be in between the Ascension area and Ashwood. So as you see here, it could be up on this building, and that's where it was for me. You need to shoot the wonder weapon and hit the key and then retract it, and it'll pull the key towards you. Now this key, when you pick it up, it'll make you pull out your melee weapon. So make sure you grab the key and jump in old Tessie. Now the second location could be right here on this metal bar, right here exactly. You'll see it glowing yellow. It's hard to miss. You'll see it there. If it's not one of those two, the third spot you'll see it is up in this grassy area. Again, easy to see, you won't miss it. Grab it, jump in Tessie, and fly all the way to Ashwood, and then go up this rope right here, then run over to this little triangle thing and hold X, and it'll break one of the chains off. That's the first key out of 2. Jump back in Tessie, turn around, and go towards the diner. Now the first location can be in this T-Rex's head. Just jump and look. You'll see a red key if it's in there. If it is, same thing. If it's not, come right here, stop the truck and climb up this ledge, and you'll see it on the right side of this jaw of the T-Rex. It'll kind of be harder to see, but it'll be there. If it's not there, the third and last location is behind these tanks. So whip Tessie around, shoot it behind the tank, and pull it out. Now, this is important. When you pick this one up, it'll put you down to 1 hit, and your health will not regenerate. So as soon as you pick it up, make sure you're really close to the truck where you can just jump back in it. Drive all the way back to Ashwood, go up the rope, over to the triangle, and hold X. It'll break the chain. Now you only need 1 more key. Now this last key is towards Van Dorn Farm. So go over to like the boat or whatever the heck this is. The first spot is right here in between these barrels. You'll see it glowing green. If it's not there, come up here. It can be in this window. As you see for me, you're not gonna miss it if it's in the window. Shoot it, retract the weapon. If it's not in one of those two, the third spot is in this cargo container right here in the corner. Shoot it, retract the needle, it'll pull it out. Now this one will make you like at a snail's pace, so make sure Tessie's right next to the key when you grab it so you can jump in it. Drive all the way back to Ashwood again, interact with this triangle thing, and it's going to start the mid cutscene for the Easter egg. Watch that cutscene. I'm not going to play it obviously, but watch that. Now you're on to like the last step, which is actually like 4 steps, and this pretty tough, I'm not going to lie, but I'll show you how to do it pretty easy. So at this point, if you were able to do the massive skip with the bear part, you can be on like round 11 or 12 at this point, but I'm on round 16, which is fine. After you watch the cutscene, you can pick up the turret from where the triangle was, and you can go and build it on Tessie. Now drive Tessie right here before you enter the fog, and then get in the cannon and turn around and shoot this clock tower, and it'll make a noise. Let me explain this. There's 4 sides with clocks on it. You need to shoot one side and then retract it with the wonder weapon, and it'll turn your wonder weapon purple. You can do this, I think, 3 times per round on each side of the clock. So do that, get it purple, and this is timed. You do have it for a certain time length, so you do need to be kind of quick. But the first one we're gonna start with is rocket sight. So get it purple, jump in Tessie, and go back to the rocket site, and there's going to be 2 like beacons like flying around. You need to shoot it with the purple shot. If you shoot the purple shot at all at zombies or anything at all just once, it'll go away. So as soon as you shoot the clock tower and retract it, do not shoot that gun. You can switch guns and shoot, but do not shoot the wonder weapon. So shoot the beacon, and it's going to slow it down. Go back to Ashwood, go to a different side of the clock, shoot it, and then retract it, and then you'll have it again. You see, for me here, I'm reshooting the clock. That's because the round flipped. When the round flips, you need to reshoot the clock with the cannon. So then I go back to the Ascension area, and I shoot the second beacon here, which there's some poles sticking up in the way, so make sure you don't hit one of those poles. So I go all the way to the side, and then I jump and shoot it. Once you've shot in both of them, come over to both these TVs and pause your game like I did here, and look at my picture here. These symbols are going to match up to letters. Now, there's only like, I think, 4 words that I've seen, and those words are launch, rocket, engine, or weapon. So go through your symbols, there's gonna be 3 different flashing sets of 2. Write it down, and if you write it down and you're like, well, these letters don't make a word, that's because you started maybe in the middle of the word. So just keep moving the 2 sets until you get a word. You're gonna get either launch, rocket, engine, or weapon. So if you see like AP, you're gonna know it's weapon because that's the only word that has AP. You just need a couple brain cells. Okay, come on. Once you got that, use this picture for these numbers. So go over to these screens, and from left to right, you need to wait until the screen shows your number, and then you need to shoot the red button and it's gonna stop the number. You need to do it all the way from the left all the way to the right with the correct numbers that you see on my picture here. Once you've done that, your screen is gonna turn white and the rocket is going to launch. Now, I know this seems a little complicated and you gotta look at pictures. It's really not. I promise you, like, it's not. Once you launch the rocket, you are done with the first of the 4 locations that you need to do stuff like this on. So this was the first one and probably one of the hardest ones. So well done, you got the rocket one out of the way. So jump back in Tessie and you can go either start a new round or shoot one of the other sides of the clock tower and get your gauntlet purple again. And let's go to farm. This one is one of the easier ones. Well, no, it's not. I lied. Go into the cabin and look at the clock, and whatever the hour hand is on, there are Roman numerals on the ground. They're kind of scratched in, so you might need to crouch to see them. But stand on the one your hour hand is pointing at, and the head of this skeleton is gonna start turning. Now, it might take like 20 seconds, so you either need an ether shroud, monkey bombs, or just kill the zombie. But wait for his head to turn all the way around, and then shoot him in the head with your gauntlet shot. Again, this must be your first shot. Once it's purple, do not shoot any zombies, and then you need to shoot the skeleton in the head. Now there's 4 items we're gonna go grab around the map. The first is by stamina up this bear head on the bed. Then the next is by the box location under this tool shelf right here. Third is over here next to the bathtub. You're gonna get the chalice. And the 4th is a mask up here at the top of the barn. You're then gonna see 4 little circles on the ground. You need to place all of your items here. And once you're done placing them, and this step is a little finicky, so let me explain. If you hold X like on one of the items, your screen might turn white and start like a lockdown. For me, I had to run around for like a round and a half, like a bunch of minutes, because it just would not start at all. And also the circle next to the trap, it might just not even be there. So just go over and start holding X on the ground until you place down the item if it's not there. But just keep interacting with these different items, and at some point it will start like a lockdown. Now what needs to happen here, I recommend a ray gun, and I recommend Casimir devices if you don't have a ray gun, because you need to protect all 4 of these at the same time for like a minute and a half, and it's actually really hard. Like, it'll spawn a ton of zombies and it'll destroy it pretty quick, so you need to have some firepower here. Monkey bombs, Casimir devices. I think Frenzied Guard, the specialist, will make the zombies go for you only. Whatever you got to do to protect these, do that. And once you've protected it for the full time length, this step is done. You're done at Van Dorn Farm and you're done at the Ascension area. Now there's only 2 left before the boss fight. Oh, and by the way, this whole time when you're riding Tessie in between locations, keep looking for those purple pods, because you're gonna get an Ethereum crystal and start upgrading your weapons. Don't spend your money on upgrading it, spend it on perks, and then just use those pods to find the Ethereum crystals. What's gonna happen is at the diner, you're gonna see a ton of lightning, either on even rounds or on odd rounds. It'll only be one of those 2. If it's on an even round, this match, the lightning will only come on even rounds. If you see it on an odd round, it'll only come on odd rounds. This step is gonna take 2 times with the gauntlet, unless you're extremely quick, which I haven't been able to do yet. But once you see the lightning, get your gauntlet purple, jump in Old Tessie, and go to the diner. Now what you're gonna do, you need melee macchiato at this point and 2,000 points, and you need Tessie. So again, melee macchiato, you need that perk, you need Tessie at the diner, and you need 2,000 points because you're gonna have to summon Klaus. Park your Tessie right here because you're gonna have to smash into something So place it right here. Open this garage and call in Klaus. Make sure he drops in first and do not shoot your gauntlet. Once Klaus is in, shoot your gauntlet and hit this clock and it's gonna freeze the lightning, and on the left you're gonna see you have 60 seconds. Go into the diner with a different weapon out because the wonder weapon has like a claw attack. You need to have a different weapon out you can use melee macchiato with, and hit this cashier machine and it's gonna revive the zombie laying next to it. Immediately jump out, jump in Tessie and ram into the back of this truck, and it's gonna open the truck and summon this truck driver zombie. Then go over here to the garage and do the left LB with Klaus. When he goes over to this zombie laying down, he's gonna revive the mechanic zombie. Now if you're extremely quick, you need to bring the zombies into the different lightning. So you need to bring the mechanic to the orange, the truck driver to the purple, and the waitress zombie that you revived in the diner to the top of the diner. You probably aren't going to get all three. You might be able to get two of them like I did, but they're going to freeze in the lightning once you lead them in there. And when the time's up, it's going to go away. But as you can see, if you got some, there's going to be floating orbs or like a white mist where you kill them. You need to then go to the next round, the next even round in my case. So the next round's not going to do it. So that's a good time to maybe drive around with Tessie, see if you can upgrade, go buy your perks. But get to round 22, or whatever 2 rounds later is for you, and then get your gauntlet purple again. Head over to the diner, and it should be easy from here. You do have to run next to the zombie that you didn't kill with the lightning, because they'll be laying down again. So I ran, activated the girl, shot the clock, and then the purple was frozen for 60 seconds. I just stood around it. There were so many zombies, I didn't know where my zombie was, but it ended up going in the lightning. Everything ended. I got the dialogue, which means I'm completely done with the diner. So now you're done with the Ascension area, you're done with diner, and you're done with Van Dorn Farm. There is one more, and then it's the boss fight. So on this, even on this round still, when you finish that, get your gauntlet purple again by shooting a different side of the clock. Go over to Ashwood, or sorry, not Ashwood, the Blackwater Lake, and you're gonna see this blue floating light. Interact with it and it's gonna go away. You then need to go into this projector room and shoot it with your charged purple gauntlet shot. Now I would recommend either idolize or use your ether shroud, because you're gonna have to look at the screen here. It's gonna flash 4 pictures. So for me, it flashed the shed. So I just think in my head, shed. And then it showed the front of the house. So I'm thinking shed, front. And then it flashes the back of the cabin. So shed, front, back. And then it shows the boathouse. So in my head, I'm just repeating shed, front, back, boat. Because you need to shoot stuff in that order that it shows. So I go over to the shed, and there's a film reel on this shelf. You need to shoot it, and it's going to do like a purple glow. You then need to make your way to the second one. So show the front of the house. So just go up the stairs here and shoot the second film reel right on this shelf. And then it was the back of the house, so I go to the back, and it's right under the stairs here. I shoot that one, and then I go in the boathouse, and I shoot the 4th film reel. As you see, if you fail, you'll get a jump scare, which, by the way, I didn't fail, so I don't know why that just happened. But if you fail, you just have to go to the next round, come back, shoot the projector, and do it again. So I literally did that and shot them all again in the same order, but it worked the second time. So once you do that, you can go up to the top of the house, and you're gonna see this like little basket case thing. It's gonna open when you get near it. Now you need to go summon Klaus from the back of the cabin and do your LB and have him come all the way over, and he'll pick up the item that's in this little case, and then he'll return back to the dock. Now you are ready for the boss fight. So at this point, I would recommend, if you have Idolize, get Aftertaste, because you're probably going to go down. You want to keep all your perks. Get 2 Ether Shrouds charged up. Get Casimir or Monkey Bombs. And full plates. This is a wild boss fight. You don't need your weapons really packed because you're not even going to be using it. You're just going to be using Tessie. So once you're ready for the boss fight, go over to Klaus and interact with him, and it's going to start the last part. You need to jump in Tessie, so make sure Tessie's at Blackwater Lake. Sit at the gate right here until you see this blue orb fly. Then go. You need to run into this orb here. Just follow my exact route with this truck because they all spawn in the same area. So get the orb here, go down just a little on the left, get the orb there, cut in between these rocks and get the third orb there. Then you're gonna make your way all the way over towards Van Dorn Farm, get the first orb sitting there, go past the arrow and the second orb sitting there, and then right up kind of by the gate, you're gonna get the third orb. Now go past Van Dorn to the boat and go up on the right side where you go up on the boat. Get the first orb and then immediately turn right, and the second orb will be there, and then the third is right there after that one. Go through, and when you get to Ashwood, flip a right and go back towards Blackwater Lake, and you're going to see the first orb there, and then up on the left side you can get the second, and then the third is just in the middle here. And once you hit it, it's going to spawn you into the boss fight. Now look up at the ceiling, and the boss will come down and it'll spawn you in Tessie. This is an extremely difficult boss fight, so let me explain everything that helped me. In the beginning here, it's pretty easy. Just use your boost and ram into him. When you start seeing the red circles on the ground, it means he's shooting rockets. If you have your boost ready, absolutely use it, because those rockets will hit so quick, and it won't only hurt the truck, it will hurt you. Just I would recommend the very edges of the map. While he's in his first phase here, just keep ramming him in the middle. Like, don't even wait a second, just hit him, go back up, hit him again, just keep on hitting him, and sometimes he'll have a red eye that's like a critical hit. Try to hit that if you can. If not, just keep on ramming him, and once you get like a sliver of his health gone, he's gonna become immune. He is going to rain down rocket. Now there are spores on the outskirts of this that you can get to heal Tessie, but they won't respawn for a long time, like after a phase of freaking hitting him. But when he's immune, he's gonna spawn these lightning bolts around the map. You need to drive the truck through it, and your truck's gonna get like glowy power on it, like purple glowing. You need to use that to smash into him. He's gonna pause and open up the bottom of himself so you can shoot. I would recommend as soon as he does that, just go to the turret and start unloading on the bottom of him, and just keep doing that until he's not immune anymore. And then he'll go back to his regular self again, and just keep smashing into him. And honestly, the rockets are absolutely gonna hit you and destroy the truck. And the hard part is when the truck is completely broken, you have to repair it. And it takes like 10 seconds, and there's like 100 zombies running full speed at you, and the thing's shooting rockets. So if the truck completely explodes or is completely broken, you can use either Idolize, Ether Shroud, you could throw a Monkey Bomb and try to repair it, or you can just run around and just keep running around, and it'll slowly repair itself. But once it's back repaired, however you gotta do that, just keep freaking ramming him again. Now, I don't know any tips to dodge the rockets. I mean, he will lead the rockets to where the truck's gonna go, and they will hit you. All I can say is just use the boost. And then another thing is there's a free max ammo and a max armor on the side walls here, but the only way to get it is shooting the wonder weapon and retracting it to grab it. Save those only when you need them badly. And the only other time a max armor and a max ammo will spawn is after his immunity phase. Once you get him back to normal, one will spawn on each side of the map. Again, just keep on ramming him. Keep doing that. He'll go immune. Do the same thing. Once he's really low on his health, it's gonna get even harder. He's gonna start shooting a purple beam out of his eyeball that will absolutely wreck you and the truck. As soon as he's about to shoot this purple beam, you need to go and drill him in the head. If you don't, that beam will absolutely wreck you. And as you see here for me, it wrecks the truck. And at this point, there's bears spawning, and the bears don't go for monkey bombs. So you're pretty much screwed if the truck's broken. So you need to be ramming him as quick as you possibly can. Idolize is good. Aftertaste is good because you can go down and revive yourself, keep all your perks. But Idolize is big time. I was too dumb. I didn't even realize I had it, and I ended up dying in this run. But whatever you got to do to repair the truck, and then keep ramming into him when he's doing the purple beams. And at some point, you will kill him and get the cutscene, and you have completed the Easter egg for Ashes of the Damned. This one was tough, so well done.